The time is here. It's time for the reset. This is something that I've been looking forward to for so long. And for you that's just joining us, I'm grateful for you. Thank you. I can't wait for you to join this journey with me. You ready? Let's go.
It's the reset with G. Scott.
Man, yes. The day is here. It's the reset. Now, some of you all know why I chose this name. And if you don't know, let me say it again. I chose this name because, look, the reset. Everybody at some point needs the reset. In this country, we might need a little bit of the reset. The Seattle Seahawks, the new era, the reset. But more importantly, it's for all of us, right? That new day. Sometimes back in the day, they used to say you was like this, but now you're like that. And so sometimes people will judge you based on an opinion they might have had years ago, months ago, weeks ago. So sometimes you just need that reset. I really appreciate all of you guys for hanging out with us, but I gotta introduce you to the people behind the scenes. My good brother, Frank Summerall. Frank, how's it feel to be on here, man?
Feels amazing. I spent some time behind enemy lines getting my degree in journalism in San Francisco.
Okay.
Go Gators. But now I'm going through a reset, a personal reset of after working so long in local journalism, covering local stories, crime, politics, etc. It's time to reset and focus on something that really makes me whole, makes me happy.
Right.
Seahawks.
Okay. That's Frank. And then let me just show you and tell you about somebody that's he's kind of like the jack of all trades. You know that guy that when they pan over to all the computer stuff, and by the way, I don't even go over there by the computer. I have no idea. My good buddy, Paul Holden. Paul, what's up, man?
Right there, I just muted myself, so I'm off to a great start after I got that great introduction. But super excited to be a part of the project, the reset here. We've been working together. I mean, it's crazy to think we've been doing stuff together now 3-ish years.
I think 3-ish years
now, because I feel if you might know me if you listen to the G and Ursula show, you've probably heard me a couple of times here and there, filling in, producing. But yeah, I do a little of this, I do a little of that. I'm a board op, I'm a producer. I worked with the news stuff, but this is a really cool project. We're really hoping to usher in kind of a new, not only just a new era like the Seahawks, but a new way of us doing stuff here at Bonneville, and I mean to be in this chair, to be in the master control. I'm actually pretty excited. It was a lot to get to this step, G. I think you can relate. I mean, y'all see this podcast like, wow, look at all these professionals, and it's kind of like, I don't know about that.
Well, for all of you all that's paying attention right now, I just want to say this and how this came about, because look, I knew I wanted to do a project. I knew I wanted to do something that had me talking about an organization that has been good to me. As many of you all know that the Seattle Seahawks has been an organization that I've been connected with for 21 years, since 2003. And maybe some of you guys listening right now and watching, you're like, man, I wasn't even born yet. But anyways, that's what happened. And so instead of maybe writing a book, put that on pause. Maybe I can just tell some of these stories of the past, right? I can tell some of these stories of current day, and I can bring on people to come help me tell those stories. But more importantly, I wanted this to be a podcast for the people. And you probably seen us say that, because that's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be interactive. We're going to get to know you. We're going to get to know everybody that's around here. So I want to just tell this first, why I chose these producers. I chose Paul. I chose Brady. And matter of fact, Brady, we call him Bones. He's not here right now, but don't worry, my man been working hard. We will have him on. And I chose Frank. And the reason why I chose these three, so check this out. I wanted to choose some individuals that, you know what, they kind of like remind me of Doug. Y'all know Doug Baldwin? I know Doug might watch this. Just always got chips on his shoulders, because sometimes people doubting you. And I'm not saying that they had chips on their shoulders, But actually, I am saying that because I know that the three of these guys are guys in this building that's like, man, how can I get a shot? And I wanted to work with some guys that wanted to get that shot. So now, let me quit boring y'all to death. Just so you know, we do have KJ Wright. As you know, I did the podcast with him for a whole year. KJ Wright is going to join us. We're going to talk to KJ. No, quit calling him a traitor. Some of y'all already did, but we're going to find out why he chose to go down to San Fran. But right now, I want to talk about this upcoming season. Where you want to start at, Frank? What you got?
Well, where I want to start is how lucky we are with this opportunity with where the Seahawks are. And I'm going to tie it back into the podcast name, The Reset, because it really does have a lot of meanings. We're in an era where the old guard can't let go. We've seen that in politics, whether it's the Supreme Court or whether it's our candidates. We see that with local representatives. We see that with filmmakers, Scorsese, Ridley Scott, Clint Eastwood, etc. We see that with TV shows. I think my girlfriend told me Grey's Anatomy is on its 26th season, 25th season.
Really?
We're getting some crazy territory.
No, I don't think I got past one. I just saw a couple commercials, but go ahead.
Netflix series, Netflix documentaries, they're always 2 episodes too long because they just want you to log more hours on there. It doesn't really matter what the content's actually about. Bob Iger couldn't let go of Disney. He's back in the CEO chair in an unprecedented move. Athletes and coaches, some of it's great that they're extending to a whole new level of playing in your 40s, coaching in your 80s. But we don't have that. We have a reset here. We have a brand new, fresh moment with Seattle Seahawks football. And I think that's going to become rarer and rarer in the NFL and the world at large.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to take advantage of it.
I can't wait either. And I'm excited about Coach McDonald, Coach Mike McDonald.
wait.
By the way, I got a chance to meet my man, Coach Mike. I haven't interviewed him yet. Matter of fact, you got an open invitation, Coach Mike, to come on the show. We can talk to you, hang out. That's going to happen. Don't you worry about it. But, you know, I went up to him and I told him he remind me of Coach Boone.
Coach Boone.
Coach Boone, remember the Titans? By the way, that's the greatest football movie of all time. Remember the Titans? But anyway, I talked to him. But I really think that this season is a little different than I thought. I thought that when I would get over to training camp, I thought that I would be uneasy. I thought that there would be so much uncertainty. And so I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I'm just drinking the Kool-Aid, I'm tasting the sauce, but whatever the case is, and by the way, you guys are going to know on this reset, we keep it a buck on here. We keep it 100. We don't fake the funk. The Seahawks, I love them, but it is what it is. I'm excited, which I'm kind of scared. Paul, I'm kind of scared to be this excited about this Seahawks team coming up. There's a lot of good things, a little uncertainty. Paul?
It's an interesting spot, right? I mean, I think if you're a fan, you kind of got to be excited. I think you talk reset, you talk all this new stuff, but this is kind of the new stuff that gets exciting, right? I mean, Pete Carroll's the legend, and people got a lot of respect for him, but eventually you got to make those tough calls. And since I was out here, and it seems like in the post-Super Bowl era for the Seahawks, this has been kind of on the horizon. It's been looming, right? When was the moment where they actually were going to move on from Pete Carroll, move on from Russell Wilson, move on from these things that they've set up? They started with Russ, and then, 2 seasons later, now it's Pete. There's a lot of changes that are going through the Seahawks. Gee, correct me, this has got to be the first season in decades without Pete Carroll or Russell Wilson going in to start the season for the Seattle Seahawks?
Yeah, I guess since 2010 is when Pete, it was his first season here. And yes, the first. And you know what, man? Look, most of us don't like change. We don't. Because we're scared of change, because we're scared of the unknown. And I think that that's why sometimes, you know, whether it's too long or when it was going to happen. And oh, by the way, I didn't want it to be done with Pete. I didn't want Pete to be done, right? But it happened. New coaches here. It's happening right now, and we're going to see. There's going to be some challenges. And I don't think necessarily the challenges, I mean, look, everybody's got a good football team. Everybody's got to start where they're going to be trying to win the Super Bowl. The point is every other team, they got coaches and good players too. And especially in this NFC West. And this NFC West is no joke right now. And let's just be honest. The San Francisco 49ers are the team to beat in the NFC West.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, when we're talking about this team heading into the 2024 season, things flip fast. Things flip fast. If Mike McDonald is a hit, if he's the best new hire coach or one of the best new hire coaches of the offseason, it turns around real quick. We just saw it with Houston. We've seen it with the Bengals. It can happen. We want to be ready. We want to be prepared. Obviously, SF, Frisco, whatever annoying nickname I can give them that they hate over there, they run the show. I don't know. Something's in the water, though, with San Francisco.
What you mean?
Something's in the water with San Francisco this year. I don't like it. You're losing 2 Super Bowls in 5 years. Now everyone's holding out, but then they changed it with the contracts because now it's a holding in. You can't even hold out. Trent Williams, they're all getting older. I don't know what to do with Brock Purdy at this point. I don't know what you do with Brock Purdy once they get paid. I almost wonder if their window has closed, and now the Hawks, the Cardinals, and the Rams are kind of in a weird spot.
Now, Frank, a thing though, they have a new coach over there in San Francisco. We'll see if that changes anything.
They sure do.
Gee, what can you tell us about that?
Yeah, they do got a new coach. You know what? I tell you what, we'll come back to this in a second. Let's go ahead and talk to this new coach. You guys know him. You know, my man, 11-year NFL player, Pro Bowler, right? This dude was a bad man, Super Bowl champion, a real leader on that Seahawks football team. Arguably, one of the greatest defenses that have ever touched the field. Look, I miss my buddy, but it's always a beautiful time when we get to talk to him. Let's hear it up, KJ Wright.
People still talking about the podcast?
Man, they still talking about it, man. Hey, let me ask you this, man. We did that for about a year. What's your takeaway from that time?
I kid you not. I'm not lying. I knew 2 together was golden. I knew we were golden.
Right.
But I had no idea. I could not even imagine that we would captivate a city.
Yeah.
We were the news. We were, you want the real?
Right.
You want the 411?
Right.
You want to know the inside out, the realness? You come you listen to G Scott and KJ Wright.
Right.
And it happened. And for when we first got started, we started in that little table, holding the mics to bringing on Golden, Cliff, Me Bang, Doug, Red.
Right.
The list goes on and on from dudes that we got stories from.
Right.
And perfect. It was perfect, G.
You know, during that year, I learned a lot. But let me talk about a few things I learned, and let me go specifically about you. So, as I tell everybody, I've been around this game a long time, never played the game, but I've been around y'all a long time. I've learned a lot of things. I don't think I really understood, KJ, what really made you a great player. Like, man, you played 11 years in this league, Super Bowl champion on arguably one of the greatest defenses of all time. I finally firsthand got to see your work ethic, your attention to detail, and then, no wonder you left me and went to go coach with them damn 49ers, man. Man.
Hey, and G, you also saw why I thought OTAs was important. That's one debate that I'm gonna hold over your head forever.
Did they prove you right?
The thing is, man.
Yeah.
The thing is, y'all didn't say much. Y'all didn't say much when I was in Seattle, but I observed everything, and I knew what winning looked like. I also knew what losing looked like. I saw people that and win here, saw people that started here and win here. And it always leaves clues. It always leaves clues. And so I took all the 11 years, all that I saw, gave it to the fans. And just thankful that we was able to do that. But yeah, I'm glad you saw firsthand why I lasted 11 years and made a Pro Bowl, Super Bowl. success, it transfers. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know that. Success, it transfers.
So people, they come up to me, they be like, man, you knew the whole time, G. You knew that dude was about to go and get into coaching. Man, let's go ahead and set the record straight in front of everybody. As a matter of fact, I think I was out of town somewhere when I got that phone call, and it was late at night, and you was like, hey, G, huh? What? You coaching? Bro, when did you, I mean, I knew you kind of wanted to coach, but when did you know, like, nah, I'm coaching?
You had broke up. Say it again, G.
When did you realize, nah, I'm going to coach? When did you make that decision? When did you have that final thought?
So I knew it all year. I didn't tell you this, but I knew all year, like, once this season ends, I'm going to go for it. I didn't tell you this. Like, once the season ends, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go coach. The podcast is cool. The radio show is cool. But deep down inside, G, I wasn't doing enough. I wasn't utilizing my God-given gift to make those better around me, right? And so I knew once of the season, I said, all right, let me go make this happen. And, me, played in Seattle for a decade, hopefully be in the Ring of Honor one day, just a staple in the community. Let me go make it happen. Let's go do this.
But why you didn't tell me, though, bruh? I don't understand why you wouldn't tell me. Why would you hold that back from me? Did you tell your wife?
My wife knew.
I mean, I ain't trying to say I'm your wife, but damn.
I sprinkled a little. I put it a little in the atmosphere a little bit. I said, "Hey, G, man, it's calling me. It's calling me." I sprinkled a little pixie dust on it, right. But I know if I told you, nah, that wouldn't have been good for us. That wouldn't have been good for us. Like, let me get to the end. Let's get to the season, and then I'm gonna tell them, I'm talking to people. I'm talking here and there. But I couldn't tell you, G. Nah.
Okay, fair. So when you was thinking about it during this time that you only told your wife, you didn't tell me, you didn't tell anybody, because I would assume, because we want to set the record straight, I would assume that when you was thinking about coaching, you weren't like, I'm going to go down to the 49ers. What were you thinking? Like, would you think I'm going to go coach high school, college? I'm going to coach with Pete and them? What was you thinking?
I think I'm going to go stay home, stay in Seattle.
Right.
Yeah, I think in my mind, it's like they know what I bring to the table.
Right.
You know I'm smart. Yeah. You know I'm a team builder. You know I speak well. You know I communicate well. Everywhere I go, magically success happens.
Right.
And nah.
I
wasn't thinking.
When you say nah, like you was on I-90 and you was driving and you was like, nah, I just went and got on I-5 and went down to Santa Clara? Like, that's what you meant, nah? Or did you go, nah, 90 to the 405, exit 7, and you went in there and they was like, nah. they was like, nah. And then you left and you like, I'm still unemployed.
And G, listen.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like you have that, you know how, not the walk of shame, but you know how you leave and like.
You leave the club with no phone numbers?
That didn't just happen. I didn't get dressed up. I ain't sprayed this cologne on my neck. I didn't bring my red bottoms on, and I'm leaving with no girl. But
okay,
as Jason Tatum would say, that was a humbling moment. You saw what Jason Tatum said?
Yeah. When he ain't getting the game.
That was. Yeah.
You had that Jason Tatum get the game. Now, let me say a couple things to this. 2 things. One, I did not like you being a 49er as a coach. That's just because I'm human. However, even though I didn't like it, number 2, I actually think it's the best thing for you and the organization that didn't give you their phone number. Okay, let me get serious. No, I'm serious because I think you coaching in San Francisco with the Niners, it takes you out of your comfort zone and it makes you sharper. I think you being down there, you're going to be a better coach for. Here, you would have still been, it's KJ, your different restaurants, you got your different spots. You comfortable here. You needed to get uncomfortable.
And what Gus Bradley told me, Gus Bradley, I love Gus.
Shout out Gus.
He said where discomfort presents itself, that's where growth happens. He said that's where growth happens. And I was talking to Bobby when it all went down, and he said the same thing, G. He said if you would have went there, you've been walking around, Stu, Chuck, John, how you stay in your same house, you'll be KJ. Oh, that's KJ number 50.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
When you go to a whole new space, people are like, oh, who's this guy?
Right.
You go into a space like, oh, who's this person? Right. What's this person's name? This chef, this new coach, how they operate, the style, where's the weight room, like all these stuff. And so you gotta be on your P's and Q's. You gotta find a way to recreate who you want to be, rebrand yourself. And so when it happened, when you didn't get the phone number, for about 24 hours, I was like,
was you hurt?
Right.
Was you hurt?
Okay. But one thing about me, G, you know me, I don't like taking no for an answer. And I'm just thankful that people trust me. I'm thankful that I built up I built up my name. My name is pretty dang solid.
Right.
And so when people vouch for you, that's where magic happens, and I am where I am now.
I love that. Real quick, time out. I want everybody to know that if you don't get that phone number, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Don't be getting this stalking. You're trying to get that number. Just stop. You know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure.
Yeah. But hey, I got a question for you though. You asked me how you saw it beneficial for KJ to not get the number.
Yeah.
How was it beneficial for the organization to not give the number?
Yeah. I'll answer that. I think it was beneficial to not answer because it's the same way it's beneficial when a new DB shows up or a new linebacker shows up. Oh man, how's the new linebacker? Is he like KJ or is he like Bobby? How's the new DB? Which one is he like? Is he like Earl or is he like Cam? You guys are arguably one of the greatest defenses of all time, right? What you guys did was phenomenal, fantastic. We will never forget that. People will be telling their grandkids about that, right? As much as you all are loved, that time is over. It's done. So as much as I love you and all of you, I do think it is time for a reset. Shout out to the name of this podcast, The Reset. It's a reset for the organization. It's a reset for KJ Wright. It's a reset all the way around. That doesn't mean you forget. That doesn't mean that you don't know and appreciate what has happened. So I think for the organization, even a KJ, it's almost like maybe the organization did what was best even for you, KJ, to get you out there, because I believe you're going to be a better coach. And also the organization did what's better for itself. Because like Bobby told you, you would have walked the halls and be like, oh, that's KJ. Oh, that's KJ. Hey, Big Stu, what's up, baby? Hey, how you doing? Upstairs, third floor, second floor, first floor. You know what I'm saying? You know everybody. You know everything. You know parking, all that stuff. So that doesn't benefit you, and it don't benefit the organization. Now, it's easy to talk about this now, right? Now, I don't know if I would have been able to say this. I had the heart to tell you this before. And I don't even know if I thought this before. But, hindsight's 20/20, and you start being like, you know what? I actually think this is best. And another thing, too, you happier, man. When I talk to you now, the one thing I did not see, because I think we were doing a podcast, you used to tell me, man, G, man, I feel like, man, during the day, man, I ain't really doing nothing. And you kept telling me that, and I was like, man, come on, let's do this podcast, man. Let's just have some fun. I wasn't listening. But now,
Mm-mm.
when you talk, man, you talk with purpose. Now, when you talk, it's almost like you replaying again. It's almost like you learning something. You starting it. You sound happy, KJ.
Gee, and the crazy thing is, man, I'm giving. I'm giving to people around me. I had a guy come to my office, linebacker,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm pouring into people. I was sitting next to a coach, and I went to his office. We talking about, hey, what season are you in right now?
Mm-hmm.
You a believer. How's your family doing? Like, I'm pouring into people. That's what I do. That's what I do. I didn't have that platform to do what God had called me to do, has called me to do.
Mm-hmm.
He's called me to bring out the best in people around me. He called me to be their therapist. He called me to be their guidance counselor, they marriage counselor. Like, that's what KJ is placed, on earth to do. And then you add football on top of that, X's and O's. Oh, let's find a way to stop Derrick Henry. Let's stop a way to stop Kirk Cousins.
Right.
I'll do that too.
Right.
That's what I do too.
Just make sure,
And so you take
just make
all
sure you don't stop K9 in them, okay? Don't stop K9 and DK. Leave them alone, okay, KJ?
Yeah, man. So look, that's what I do, on and off the football field.
Right.
But when I was retired, I didn't have that. I didn't have the locker room. I did not have the locker room. And so for me to recreate that, to get that, heck yeah, I'm happy.
Stop
Heck
right there.
Yeah. And plus, home is good too.
Stop right there. Yeah, home got to be good. You ain't sleeping on no couches or nothing. You good?
I'm solid. We
Okay.
solid.
Good. Love to hear that.
We
But go back to something. You said you missed that locker room. Now, in being around you guys over the years, I don't think people really understand. You guys go through it, huh? You guys go through it missing that locker room, huh?
Mm-hmm. Gee, just to be able to talk trash, just be able to say something in the locker room that is a safe space and won't ever get out to the public. I was hanging out with the coaches yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling about a dream I had about my wife the other night, just to be able to talk. And hey, y'all think I'm crazy when I had this dream? Y'all think I should just to talk to the fellas, man.
Right. Well, it's just me and you.
That's something that
It's just me and you right now. What was that dream?
we been in the locker room.
Oh, man, but this is
Nat don't like it when I talk about it.
Yeah.
Nat, she don't like it.
My bad, Nat. my bad.
And, it's therapy. It's therapy, G. And when you don't got people to talk to on the day to day,
yeah,
it sits in your system, and that ain't healthy for anybody.
All right, man. We got a few more minutes. I want to get to this football part of it. First, you played for 11 years. You've been playing football all your life. How much have you learned recently? Is there a lot? Because a lot of times I say, oh, I played in the 90s. Oh, I played in 2000. And I be trying to tell people, like, when they be flexing on folks like, oh, I played in the NFL in the 90s. And I be like, player, the game ain't the same no more. So you played in the league 11 years. You was a Pro Bowler. How much is the game changing, KJ?
It's night and day, G. It's night and day. Let me give you my first coaching lesson that I learned.
Okay.
It's OTAs. We in walkthrough. A blitz was called, and I went up to my players. I said, "Hey, man, you ran that blitz wrong. You got to run it like this." He looked at me and said, "Nah, coach, I ran it right." I had a moment to where I was like, "Oh, am I tripping? Like, did he run it right?" And G, I was unsure of myself. And you know what? When you unsure with yourself as a coach, you know who else is unsure of you?
The player.
The players.
Whoa.
And he looked at me and I was like, all right, man, yeah, you good. And I tell you what got me, where it hurt me. Didn't hurt me. No, it did hurt me. He went to another coach. He's like, hey, coach, what I got on this blitz? You know what the coach said?
What?
The same thing I said. And then he come to me like, yeah, coach, you was right.
Oh.
So that happened in OTAs.
Okay.
I said from this moment forward, that would never happen to me. I'm going to be so sure of myself, so convicted. I'm going to know the playbook like the back of my hand because if I'm not on point, you're not on point.
Right.
And if you're not on point, this team not on point. And so what have I learned as a coach, G?
Yeah.
Be on your P's and Q's. Because if you not, your player's not, and I'm chasing one thing, and that's to be the last man standing come February, the second week in February.
Come on. I can't have that happen, but anyway, hey man, this the reset in Seattle, man. Hey, you see the background? Hey, come on, man, you see it.
Yeah,
you go,
yeah. I see the Columbia Towers.
Yeah. Hey, good spot though. Good spot. What was it like the first time you met Pete Warner?
Fred Warner?
Make sure you cut that for me. Nah, don't cut that. Pete Warner, nah, don't cut that. I don't want to cut that. Pete Warner, Ohio State. My fault. Hey, Fred Warner. There we go. Fred
Warner from BYU. I called him. I called all the linebackers.
Okay.
I called every linebacker.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm excited to work with you. Love what you do. Et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
When I first met him, first of all, we eye to eye.
Okay.
Didn't realize he was that tall. But what happened was when I met him at the same time, the general manager came in. You know what he said?
What?
Hey, great hire. Like with conviction.
It make you feel good?
It made me feel good. Made me feel good. And I'm telling you, I've known Fred from afar.
Yeah.
I remember when Fred used to come up to me and Bobby after the games. Big smile on his face, just smiling from ear to ear every time I see him. You talk about a dude with a good spirit, a dude with some good energy, a dude that works his tail off day in and day out. That's number 54, Fred Warner. And so super cool dude. The culture in the room, best coach one of the best coaches I've ever been around. I just love the locker room or the linebacker room, and solid cat, real solid cat.
Speaking of linebacker room, what are you taking from Ken Norton Jr., your first linebacker coach? Give us one thing that you took from him and you sprinkle a little bit in that linebacker room.
This may sound boring. It ain't what you're looking for.
Damn.
But it's getting guys on the chalkboard.
Okay. All right.
You know what I mean by that?
Yeah. Get them on the board. Me ain't talking about that all the time. Yeah. Get them on the board. A lot of folks don't understand that board.
It may sound boring. You weren't looking for that answer, where you looking for something a little different.
Yeah, because you know me well. You know me well, man.
But here's the thing, G. When I met Ken Norton Jr., he was the head honcho. He's the guy. I'm not in that position yet.
Right.
When I get my own room, yeah. But right now I'm an assistant. I'm quality control. Yeah. I don't run meetings. You know what I mean? So
right. You want to be a head coach one day?
I told my mama, give me 8 years.
Wow. Hey man, how your mama doing? How your daddy doing?
She was up here not too long ago.
Man, I'ma miss the Wright family, man. I miss all of them, man.
Man. So they all meet me in Nashville. We go play the Titans in 2 weeks, August 10th.
Right.
9 days.
Right.
And
what you got?
So they all coming up there.
Oh, man.
But God dang, it's some on my neck.
Man, I don't know, but your Wi-Fi good today.
It's good.
It's good today, man. Your Wi-Fi good. Hey, man.
But G, speaking of...
What you got?
Now the head coaching stuff.
Yeah. You gonna be a head coach in 8 years?
Yep.
It's
a net.
You said that's gnat?
It's a gnat on my neck.
Oh.
It's a bug.
I mean,
anyway.
8 years head coach. I just you just in it. I just got to tell you though, man. Are you ready for that first time that you are on the other sideline in Lumen Field? What's it gonna be like coaching in front of the 12s, going against the 12? I mean, you laugh, but you don't act like it's just another game. Don't act like it's just another game.
I promise you, I kid you not, G. Yeah. It's just another game.
Not for us fans. It ain't another game. We try to beat you, KJ.
It's just another game. Come here. Come here. Come here. Say hey to G.
Hey.
Say hi.
Hi.
Hey, what's up, man? You how you been, man? You playing soccer?
Yes, sir.
All right, good job. All right, go close the door. Go close the door. Thank you.
Well,
Jimmy, it's gonna be just another game. I mean, you know, once you don't get a number, what you do once you don't get that number, G?
move on.
All right.
Move on. We established that.
All right.
Okay. Okay. Before you go, here we go. Name one place you gotta eat when you come back to the town in the Seattle
I know
area.
where I'm going.
Where you-
I'm telling all the guys too.
Where you going?
Wednesday night,
Yeah.
after meetings, I'm taking y'all to Legion.
Okay. Shout out Cam. Shout out Sharon.
We going to Legion, man.
What's your favorite thing at Legion?
Them catfish nuggets.
Ooh, them catfish nuggets
Catfish.
be on point. And they greens
Catfish.
fire too, though. Greens.
This is good.
Greens is kind of fire. Well,
Mhm.
man, you know you saw LeBron, right? You've been seeing what LeBron been doing, right? You know he's the greatest basketball player that's ever lived. You understand that, right? You see what he's doing in the Olympics, KJ. I know.
He's the best athlete to ever play basketball. Yes.
Oh, okay. Best basketball
I see
player.
the dunks.
Best basketball player ever, right?
I said the best athlete.
Oh, come on, man. Why you be doing that, KJ? You
I
better
said
be
the
doing
best athlete. He give me one more ring. If he give me one more ring, I'll put him up there.
Always got to be
Yeah.
about the rings, man.
No, he'll still have less than Jordan, but he'll be the GOAT after that.
Yeah.
He got 3 now, right?
4. You got 4.
2 with the Heat, 1 with Cavs, 1 with Lakers. He got 4. He get 5. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well,
That's
KJ,
it.
man, here's what I know that the 49er faithfuls are going to see you doing this interview, and I know that, but look, man, we the X, okay? We the X. We leaving on good terms. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
I let you. We in Seattle. We let you take the TV. We let you take the grill. You feel me?
Mhm.
So we on good
Yeah,
terms.
you had to get
We can still
the
follow
cops
each
didn't have to
other.
escort that. The cops didn't have to escort nobody out.
Nah, you still follow us. We follow you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely. Hey, it's all love. It's all love at the end of the day. God placed me here for a reason.
I agree.
He placed me here for a reason. And I had a moment yesterday and it hit me. Like, oh yeah, you in the zone. You in your bag right now.
What happened in that moment? What happened?
I was walking around and it just, you know how I tell you my spirit talked to me?
Yeah.
Like my spirit talked to me. I feel organized. I understand my role. I'm building relationships with the guys. I know what I'm bringing to the table. It's just a moment that just hit me. And it's crazy. One of my coaches texted me last night saying the same thing.
Right.
Said the same thing. He's like, you've had the strides you made during camp. I've noticed about you. This is a well-respected coach. He said, I noticed it about you. Keep up the good work. So, just getting started, G.
I love that. One thing before you go, man, one of the things that I plan to do with this podcast, bruh, is, yeah, sure, we'll be talking about football a lot, Seahawk football specifically. But one of the things I do, the reason why I call it the reset, because there's a lot of people that will listen to this and watch this, but you and I both know, yeah, life ain't all football, right? There's a lot of people that actually, I think, ball is life. I think football is life. It's a microcosm of life. The hard work, the adversity, the ups and downs, all those things you got to go through.
Yeah.
For everybody that's listening right now, whether it doesn't matter their profession, it doesn't matter if they're a parent, they're in a relationship, hard times, good times. Man, send us out with a good positive message. Give us something to think about before we go. Somebody can hang on something. Come on, man. This is the stuff we used to do. We used to do together, man. We used to sit there together and just talk about these things. Now you out there blessing the world, man. I just want you to bless the people that's listening, watching the reset right now.
It's what I told my coach today.
What's that?
I told him, serve your season. God places us in different seasons. Right now, you know what my season is? Be a defensive quality control coach. That's where I am. You know where somebody's season may be? Working at McDonald's. You know where somebody else's season may be? The CEO of Boeing. The key to everything, G, is wherever you are, be where your feet at. You may see like, man, I want to be a head coach. I want to be a multi-millionaire. Or take it one day at a time. Where you supposed to be, make those better around you, serve those around you. You notice once you start serving people and you giving, that's when life give back to you. Give. I promise you'll get it back tenfold. I promise you'll get it back tenfold. So that's the message I share with my coach. And I hope people can take that and just keep taking those steps forward.
Man, I appreciate you, brother. I know you know, have fun this season. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Enjoy your time, except for 2 games. But outside of that, man, enjoy your season, KJ.
For sure. G, appreciate you. Hey, happy for you, man. This is big. Yeah. I already know you're going to crush it. Don't be scared to tell the truth now. Don't be scared now.
That's what I'm saying. Like right now, a lot of people gonna love me. But boy, we gonna give them that truth with the F, not the TH, with the F.
You know what it look like?
Yes, sir. Hey, it leaves clues. That's a KJ-ism. It leaves clues. All right, bruh. Hey, man.
Appreciate you, man.
Peace and love. Man, it's always good to hear from my good brother, KJ Wright. Look, he's a quality control coach out there, assistant linebackers coach. Look, I wish him all the success. I know you do too, except for, you already know, against these Seahawks, baby, it's still Seahawks on mine. We got to make sure we going to always represent. Love you though, KJ. You know what, fellas? Paul, Frank, I was thinking of how we want to do this going forward. So here's what I want to do. Every show, I want each of my producers to have about a 1 to 2 minute bit of commentary. How you either feel about the future or what's on your mind right now. So I'll start off with you, Paul. Paul, what you got?
G, I appreciate it. And so G has spent a lot of time. He takes good care of us here. He's gotten us food. You can see I got this new great Seahawks gear on. I got a hat on. By the way, I think we're going to lead the league in hats backwards on a podcast, by the way. I think we're going to do that. But I want to take this time to make it abundantly clear. I'm excited for this project. I'm excited to follow the Seahawks. But there is an opponent, week 1 of the NFL season. And if you think that I am not going to come fully prepared to be repping the one, the only Denver Broncos, then you, my friends, are sadly mistaken. Because I might have to deal with Russell Wilson. I have to hear greatest defense of all time over and over again. But guess what, G? It doesn't matter. I'm putting the 18 on. I know what this jersey means in this city.
Yeah.
But golly, if you don't think that I'm going to be rooting and tooting for my beloved Denver Broncos on week 1, then you, sir, are sadly mistaken. I hope Geno throws 3 picks. I hope Bo Nix runs all over him. And I hope the season starts off on a big old wet fart like it should have when they played Russell Wilson and the Broncos again. So Seahawks Nation, I'm going to produce the hell out of this show. But if you think that I don't bleed purple, that's my Rocky stuff. If you don't think I bleed orange and blue, which I think if you put them together might make purple, then you're sadly mistaken. And that is my commentary for today.
Yeah, hey,
The Peyton Love came out in episode 1.
you know, hey, listen. The crazy thing is I know he had that up his sleeve, and I know he thought that was gonna probably break the hearts of Seahawks fans. But does he not understand that we was there and we saw Super Bowl 48? Does he not understand that Russell Wilson left here and went to the Broncos? Man, nobody worry about no goddamn Broncos, man. Ain't nobody worry about them at all. Look here. Look, don't even worry about it. Peyton Manning jersey. You notice you ain't got no other jersey right now but a Peyton Manning. And do you remember what the D-line of the Seattle Seahawks did to that team? As a matter of fact, I tell you what I'm going to do. You know what? Since this is the reset, since we are going to be bringing the fire on this show, you know what? The next episode, how about we do this? The next episode, we're going to be bringing on a reoccurring guest that we're going to have all the time. Now that I think about it, that Seahawks team was one of the greatest defenses of all time, right? So right now at this present time, there's nobody that's really got to discuss what was in that secret sauce. But you know what? Ooh-wee, number 92. He was a bad man. 13-year NFL career, Super Bowl champion, and the anchor and the key to that defense, Brandon Mebane, will be coming on for the next episode. And matter of fact, he'll be coming on regularly to come on and teach a lot of different stuff, a lot of things on the line, a lot of things about defense, but a lot of things about football and life. So I'm glad Paul did that setup. Paul, thank you. Frank, what you got for us, brother?
All right, I'm going to talk to the audience of the show and the Seahawks fan base at large because there is an issue heading into 2024 that we need to address. And this is coming from someone who spent time behind enemy lines in the Frisco area. They love their players and they love their team. They're on a bit of a different timeline in contention, but we need to figure out how to get there. I'm talking about Brock Purdy, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, Trent Williams, Fred Warner, Hufanga. These are all jerseys being represented in that area. For Seahawks, I see 2 current players, DK Metcalf and Devon Witherspoon. Devon Witherspoon got there because he was the number 5 pick. He was the highest draft pick we had since like 2009. We need to love these players. We need to figure out who are the personalities, who are the studs, and we need to get that going because we need more jerseys out there. And of course, always.
Man, what the hell are you talking about? You ain't seen no Tyler Lockett out there?
No.
You ain't seen them jerseys? You ain't seen no Jackson Smith and Jigwas out
No.
there? Are you crazy?
We need
Number
those
11, they put that
jerseys.
look at this dude. Put the camera on. Put the camera on. He right here. Right here. What you talking about? Don't represent the player. Look at this right here. Look at Leo Williams. Are you crazy? Don't be starting off this show like this.
Go to Pioneer Square on a Sunday before kickoff, and you're going to see 2 jerseys, and they're going to be both throwbacks. It's DK and it's Witherspoon. We need to expand the portfolio.
And
we
the
got
number
a lot
3.
of talented guys on this team.
How many Russell Wilson jerseys are you still seeing too?
Every once in a while, one pops up.
Hey, I'm producer Brady Bones from The Reset with G. Scott, and I'm here to talk with you today about a friendly rivalry that's actually being very healthy for this Seahawks team. That is between Riq Woolen and DK Metcalf. They always say iron sharpens iron. You heard Coach Mike McDonald say that about this rivalry that's brewing. The 2 best of the best, one on offense, one on defense, going at each other to make each other better for this upcoming season. After Riq Woolen kind of had a little bit more of a sophomore slump, I would say. Not a terrible season, but nothing compared to year 1 numbers. And DK Metcalf did not get as many receptions, therefore not as many yards as we are used to him seeing. Those 2 going head-to-head on the practice field is making them better because if DK Metcalf is challenged by Riq Woolen in practice on reps every day, he can take any corner in the entire NFL, and the same goes for Week 1. If he can shut down the beast that is DK Metcalf and actually hold him down to very few receptions, this defense is going to be elevated to where something we haven't seen before. And after a couple seasons of some poor run defense, not necessarily bad pass defense, but just a rough defense that we all want to see improve. And especially under Coach Mike Macdonald, if he's saying this is a great thing to happen, he knows defense, and this is going to be a great move for the Seahawks.
Already my blood pressure is already up. You can tell what kind of podcast this is going to be. Look, just so y'all know, it's all kinds of folks that's going to be showing up on the show. We got major surprises for you. Not only will there be past players, there will be current players, there will be future players. Also, they're in that building, in that Virginia Mason Athletic Center. Look, remember this. The Seahawks just isn't a product on the field. In order for it to be the good that you see on the field, there are a lot of important key figures inside of that building. We will be talking to some of them as well. But more importantly, we'll be talking to you. Hey, look here. I like to do this little new something. Let's get to the X's and O's. It's time for the X's and O's. This is the time that I give out the hugs and kisses. Remember back in the day, the X's and O's, hugs and kisses? Sure. I'm super excited about this podcast, and I'm also excited for what it stands for. It's the reset. Now, at some point in our lives, we all need a reset, a chance to recalibrate. Now, at work, you might need a reset. Relationships, you might need a reset. Parents, y'all know it. We might need a reset. You know, sometimes that fresh start is all we need. Here's the beautiful thing about it all. You can do everything the next day, because there is a next day coming. Every day is a new day and a day for you to make it happen. My grandma used to say, baby, no matter what, that sun is going to rise tomorrow. So this message is for you. It's your time. You've been waiting for this wave to come, and now it's here. It's here for you to ride it. There's one thing. You got to believe. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in yourself more than other people do. Once you believe, then you will achieve. Hey, appreciate you for rocking with me. Love you for that. Be kind.